Welcome back to No Agendas, people. We're back. I'm back. You know how we do already, man. Everyone has agendas, but do you have substance to your argument? Can you run your agendas accordingly? Can you go up against these gentlemen? Elzo the artist, Johnny FX1, J Star City, aka Uncle Jimmy. Gentlemen, how we doing?
Yeah, we're good,
Good
man.
evening, good
All
evening.
good, all good.
Good to be back. I had a 2-week break. Thought I'd let
Nice.
Elzo take up the responsibility last week.
Yeah, Elzo's the star of the show now. If you don't
Yeah,
know.
do you know what? everyone's looking
Elzo-
forward to Elzo now, man. It's just Elzo show. We might as well just rename it to the Elzo show.
I've never seen
everyone's Elzo.
I've never got
that newbie said, you know, to go make brews.
I've never got fan mail.
Exaggerating you lot.
No, we get fan mail now, and it's all
Nah,
for
for
one
real.
person.
Elzo's signing. He's signing autographs and stuff, man. Man's gone, man. He's gone. He's
How's
through
this
the
guy
roof,
getting
man.
fan mail? We're gonna get
Star, man,
straight.
star.
What I want to do.
We'll
Let's
get you a proper
discuss.
cut soon, Elzo. We'll get you a proper cut. Just a
We're gonna
prospect.
discuss. David De Gea's contract, because literally, as we're getting ready to come on here, Ten Hag said some comments that were interesting. Just want to share this tweet now. I can give you the quote, but I want to share the tweet with you guys. In fact, I'll just tell you what he said. Actually, for some reason, I can't get it up. Yes, in regards to David De Gea being here next season, categorically said yes, but I will not say he'll always be my number one, because in a club like Man United, there must be competition in all positions. Elzo, we're going to go to you first. Why is he saying this?
He's putting other areas first, basically. That's what that sounds like to me. It means like he's looking for signings, but I think he's going to target other areas first, and I think that's the best way of putting it. So he's saying yes, he's going to be here for now. That's how I'm seeing that. Yeah, if that's how he feels, that's how he feels. But a lot of people's going to be upset, but at least I can understand the thinking if that is the case. If we've got certain targets that we want to address and it's later down the line, then that's how he feels. But yeah, he's just saying he's going to be here for now. Deal with it.
What's your thoughts on it, Jimmy?
My first thought is, what's wrong with what he said? What's wrong with what he said? Like, I just, he's telling you exactly what he thinks. He's not, it's not, you don't even need to read between the lines. You know exactly what he's saying. Like Elza's just said, that goalkeeping position is not a priority for him at the moment. It's just not. And it's hard for people to accept this, but it's not his priority. So whether you like it or not, he's not prioritizing a goalkeeper. I'm not happy with that, because like a lot of people, I can see the benefits of having a very different profile of goalkeeper. But right now, according to the manager, the way that he sees the team progressing the ball out from the back, he feels like De Gea is not taken away from that to the extent that he needs to replace him immediately. So he doesn't see De Gea as one of the main problems. Very, very different to how most Manchester United fans feel. But he's the manager. You wanted a tactician. Guess what? You've got a tactician now. Accept it. Accept what comes with a tactician. This is exactly.
Why are you running my accept what you asked for propaganda, man? Why are you running my agenda?
I'm just but look, you wanted this manager. This is the kind of manager you wanted. That's what you get. So this is it. Accept it. That's what Ten Hag comes with. This is what Pep would have come with. It'll be, these guys think completely different to the way that we're not football managers. We see football as entertainment. They see football as a job. They're doing it because they think they're doing the best that they can do to get the best results. And according to your manager right now, he doesn't think that De Gea takes away from what he needs to do too much. Not immediately, anyway.
Do you agree with that, Johnny?
I need you to repeat the quote again. I just need to make sure I got it correct.
Quote is Eric Ten Hag on De Gea staying next season. Yes, but I will not say he'll always be my number one, because in a club like Man United, there must be competition in all.
See, that sounds like very, very similar rhetoric to what he was saying about Harry Maguire when he first took over. To me, in my opinion, and this is just speculation, his days are numbered. There's ambiguity there, in my opinion. Competition. I don't see that's not giving me confidence that he wants to keep him. Definitely not long term. So when a manager's ambiguous about a player, that tells me the writing's on the wall, man. The writing's on the wall. He's saying what he feels without saying it, if that makes sense. You have to read between the lines. That's not a cast iron concrete. Yeah, he's my number one. I'm confident in him. He's going to take us to the next level. There's nothing like that. It's just we need competition. So to me, when I heard that quote and I had to just check it to ask you to read it again, that's very similar rhetoric to what he was talking about Harry Maguire in one of his first interviews when he says, "Oh, he's successful. He's done this. He's done that." How long did it take for him to come out of the team? So I won't be surprised if he goes shopping for a new keeper this summer, or at least January. But I do think the writing's definitely on the wall for David De Gea on the back of that comment.
He's also said apologies that I can't share this right now. You can't do it with 11 players. It is impossible. You need double positions.
And is that on the back of the same question?
Yeah.
There you go, man. Come on, just be smart.
But I'm shocked he's saying this before the cup final because David De Gea's weak mentally. Like David De Gea mistakes incoming now. But do you know what it is? He obviously wants to replace him. Doesn't know if he's going to have the resources to replace him, along with other positions that he wants to prioritize. But he's letting it be known. I think you're spot on, Johnny, in it. It's like the Maguire situation.
I think that is not by circumstance, not by choice. It's by circumstance.
Yeah, but like the Ronaldo situation, I asked Ronaldo to stay. I wanted him here. Didn't play him, no. Had him on the bench and bring him off 10 minutes to go.
Where have he gone? Hello?
Same thing with Johnny. Can you not see us?
Jenny! Excuse me, my screen's just gone.
Johnny, can you hear us?
Leave him a second. He's such an old man.
He's such an old this guy, man. This guy went to get help, man. Guy.
You know what it is? So all that stuff we saw about them approving the contract, that ties into this as well, in my opinion. If this, I'd like to think the Glazers are they know what they're going to do. They're delaying the official public decision until after the FA Cup final. If we get Qatar, wouldn't surprise me if that contract don't get approved. If we get Ineos, maybe it does, but then Ten Hag looks at getting another goalkeeper immediately. If it's still the Glazers, if it's the Glazers, then he might just, as he said, get competition. Who that competition is going to be, is that feasible? I don't know, but we know De Gea's days are numbered, innit? That's enough for me. No manager goes into any summer or any season telling people my goalkeeper needs competition. No one does that. So all you people who are Ten Hag out because of De Gea, and that's another battle you're going to lose. Yeah, you might be even like Arsenal fans. You're playing a short game, you're not playing the long game. I want to keep talking about the transfer window. So I'm going to go to Elzo first, man. Have you recovered from the news today? Your mic's muted.
You're muted.
My bad. That's not news. That's not news. That's just gossip.
What's not news?
They saw the video.
For those who don't know, let me set it up.
Saw the video. They saw the picture. Do you know how much people was atting me? Showing me that.
What? The video of what? The people don't know what we're talking about. The video of what?
Silva approached him after the game.
Approached who?
Fred. If that's the news you're talking about, that's the news that I thought you was talking about. That's not news to me. That's just gossip. He just approached him. He's a player that he probably likes. So, but when you're a good player, obviously you're gonna get people that like you. So
is that, are people saying that what he's trying to poach him from Man United?
That's what they're saying.
Do you know what it was? Yeah, that performance by Fred wasn't so groundbreaking and scintillating that it deserved the opposition's manager to approach him after the game to say, "You had a quality game today, mate. Well done." It wasn't that good. I thought Fred was just average for the whole game, in my opinion. He had one exquisite pass. Don't get me wrong, but generally speaking,
I think he played well, man.
It wasn't a 10 out of 10 performance where the manager was left in complete awe. They were like, you know what, I need to go see him privately afterwards and go.
No, I don't think it was that. I don't think.
No, that's my point. Listen, if it had been that kind of performance where the manager been like, I just have to applaud that. I could understand him then going to approach him after the game saying, "You were so good today, mate. I just wanted to go and say well done to you." Well, it didn't play that well. So then that makes you like, okay, so if it wasn't that, what else was he talking to Fred about?
Johnny, I don't know what game you was watching, but he played very good.
He played very well. I think he played really well.
It wasn't just one pass, Johnny. He did play very good. And maybe he wasn't just...
I can remember 3 off the top of my head.
Asking about his future. Maybe he was asking about his future. Who knows? Who knows? So
that looked like a personal conversation to me.
Yeah.
Not personal, but like, how you doing? How's the wife? How the kids?
Hey, yeah, that's how it starts.
I don't think it's anything serious yet.
What's the summer
How's
plan?
the wife? How's the kids?
Yeah, I'm actually going to be staying in Chelsea's a nice place to stay in the summer, so I'm living in you want to come to West London, you know? Yeah. I think Fred. Oh, we got another. Excuse me. Brian is here, I believe. I can see someone. Who is that?
Brian said he was busy.
Who's that? Yo, whoever that is backstage, drop me a private message. Because I don't recognize the name.
Do you know what? No, do you know what? It might be my fault. I think I sent, instead of sending the streaming link, I've sent our link to people. So it's probably my fault. It's probably someone trying to watch us.
One of your people.
Yeah, it's one of my people trying to watch us. Don't let them on. Don't let them on. I'll tell them.
Yo, Tunde, go on YouTube. You don't need to be backstage.
Yeah, that's my fault.
I just see him pop up.
That's my fault. Oh, shit.
I'm trying to figure out. I'm like, Trust. I'm like, who did I send the link to? Trust don't sound like a Tunde. Who's that? Anyway, yeah. With Fred, I think we can get decent money for him. To be fair, you know, Brazilian international, hard worker. Know what you're gonna get. He can stay in the Premier League because he's a hard worker.
I agree.
People don't appreciate things. If you're fit, healthy, and you're a workhorse, you can stay in the Prem.
He's got a good injury record as well, Fred. Correct me if I'm wrong. His scalability is pretty up there.
And he's not on crazy money. Do you know what I'm saying to you? These are players you can sell. Maguire and Martial, completely different story. Yeah. That's what we're going to discuss next, actually.
You might get 30 or 40 for Fred.
You're not getting 30, 40 for Fred, my brother. It's not happening.
You get 30.
You're not getting 30 for Fred.
20, 25, 30 tops. I think 30 is the top end.
I reckon you get 20 million max for Fred. 30, 40.
Yeah, you're getting 30. You're getting 30.
Who's paying 40 million for Fred?
You're getting 30.
Who's paying 30?
I think 30 is the very top end, also. I think it's the top end 30. If you get 30 million for Fred, you snap your hands off.
That's including add-ons, and the add-ons are 10 million. Do you know what I mean?
You man don't think Fred is worth 35 million? Are you serious?
That's what I'm trying to understand, Jimmy.
What? Fred is not worth... Come on, guys. I don't like when you guys do this.
But Jimmy's not that good.
Nah, but it's like you just disrespect him for the sake of it sometimes.
I don't think it's disrespect.
I don't think
he's not that good.
Jimmy might be part of the culture, you know.
No, it's not fair, man. It's not fair.
I think 20 to 25 mil is good value for Fred.
What? 35 million is not... Come on, man.
I reckon
it's Fred, isn't it?
I reckon you get 30 easy.
If we paid 35 million for Fred and got this Fred, we won't be happy. We won't be happy. Telling you now.
I'll take it, but 35 is doable for me. I think Fred is 35. You can get 35 for Fred.
Would you pay 35 for him, Jimmy? I won't.
If I didn't have a Fred in my team, yeah, of course, yeah.
I beg to differ.
Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments.
I'm telling you, if you did, Leicester didn't have Fred. That's why they got relegated. If Fred was in a double pivot in that Leicester team, that they wouldn't have lost that game, and they wouldn't have lost the previous game.
Yeah, let me know in the comments if you guys are paying 35 for Fred. Shout out to everybody watching, by the way.
We're saying max 30, 25 max.
Yeah, I'm seeing 25 max.
Yeah, 25 max. Yeah, the disrespect is unbelievable. The disrespect is unreal.
I don't think it's disrespectful, Jimmy. I think people being realistic.
Disrespect is unreal, bro.
Listen, I'd pay 30 million. I wouldn't. I'm joking. But like 30 million and Fred for Paulinho. That's a good deal. Just saying for anyone who's got a Fred in there.
Johnny, what does Fred not do? What is it that he doesn't do?
Right,
that you want him to do?
Well, come on, come on, man.
No. Just give me two. Give me two things that he doesn't do that you want him to do.
He's like a blue bottle on the pitch. He's just all over the place. His technical ability is not great, and he's so hot and cold. Don't get me wrong. One day Fred can be very, very good and really impress you and be like, "Wow, what a player." The very next game is a bag of shit.
Yeah, but we're not saying.
And this is not exclusive to Fred, by the way. I'm not going to just single Fred out. There's a lot of players in our squad where that point pertains to. 1 week they're fucking good, next minute they're cold, and I feel like Fred I think what I do like about Fred personally is a very honest player. I feel like when the manager says to him, I want you to do, like, for example, if you said to him, go and mark KDB out of game, best believe that KDB is going to get marked out of that game, and Fred will stay on task.
And he'll stay on that. But that's what I like about him, Johnny. That's exactly what I like about him, is that he can follow instructions. Now, I know I'm not saying he's a world beater by any means. I'm not saying he should start for Man United, but you need players like Fred in the squad, because there's going to be games where tactically you want to make sure that you can put a player on the pitch and he plays exactly how you need them to play.
But Jimmy, let's ask you this question: how many Freds are in Man City squad? The answer is zero.
I can't think of a direct, but they play completely different.
No, but you're missing the point. This is my point, right? And I'm not trying to sound disrespectful towards Fred or any player that would be around this sort of level, right? What I'm saying is, for us to, like, City have took the bar to such a high place that, in my opinion, and again, I'll reiterate, this is not exclusive to Fred. I know we're talking about Fred, but we can actually broaden this point to other players, right? Our squad level needs to be raised throughout the squad.
Man like Ike, I'm gonna kick you off this space in a minute. This is my boy Ike. I know it's him as well. Like he's come here just to
10 to 18 million.
Fred 10 to 18. Ike,
hey, shout out Ike, man.
Get the hell out of here, man. Get out of here. That's my boy Ike, man. He's one of my good friends. But
Johnny,
Ike,
I think you're underrating him, man, and you're underestimating his worth, man.
1 second, back in a minute.
But yeah, I don't get the disrespect, Elza, man. I don't get it. And Fred's not a world beater, but everyone's disrespecting Fred, and I don't like it, man.
I think he can go to a lot of clubs in Europe as well.
I think he can, of course he can.
The connection went weird there. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Johnny's just come off for a sec. What's the other news?
So I think Cancelo's going to go for 40. They're talking 50, 60 for Bernardo Silva. You look at what Zinchenko and Jesus went for. 35 for Fred is it's not going to happen. He's got a year left on the contract as well. Gibbs White, I see that comment from Mo SD. Big up to you. He's got a year left on his contract in it. So Gibbs White is young. He's got resale value. Fred's in his late 20s. I think we do well to get 30, but ideally you want to get 25, in my opinion.
What's happening with what do you think is going to happen with Ward-Prowse? Not that I want him. I'm just saying.
Like, I'm not talking about Ward-Prowse.
No, but I'm talking about midfielders like this. That where are they going to go? That Leicester midfielders, Southampton midfielders. I'm banning Ward-Prowse.
Those are meaty space topics. Yeah, shout out Arian. Meaty ballers do matter, but yeah,
on, man.
That's a no to Ward-Prowse.
I don't want him. I don't know
if you guys saw this, but so the Athletic reported today that Ten Hag, he wants players that can deliver for him now. It doesn't mean he won't sign young players, but I think that's supplementary to getting. He wants another Casemiro, Martinez impact in other positions, right? Which makes sense. Anyone disagree with that strategy? Are you guys Baller FC, Young Player FC, go get the gem from South America?
I don't disagree. I don't disagree at all, man. Personally, I think because if you look at Pep coming into Manchester City, yes, of course, he was looking at a project over there, but actually he was buying players that he knew could make an impact immediately. And that's the kind of players, the profile of players he was signing were players that were productive for him immediately. So, yes, he was building things in the background, but they were winning things while they're building. So I can see Ten Hag's strategy being the same. He wants a project. He wants a long-term thing at Manchester United. But right now, he's going to get the players that have to fit that profile. That means he will win today. I don't think he wants to wait 2 seasons, 3 seasons like we think he does. So yeah, that's my opinion. I think that's fine. That's how it should be. That's fine.
Elza, what's your thoughts on Ten Hag line of thinking?
Yeah, I like it, but I do want some youth in the squad as well. I do feel like we're getting our Casemiro. He's our elder statesman. He's won it all. He's done it all. Who else we got that's getting on? How old's Varane now?
29, 30.
Yeah.
So maybe one more experienced head, and then just keep on with the youth thing, man. That's what I like. But it is possible to get both. That's players at a decent age and ready to do it now. So yeah, I do like that thinking with that ready to do it now, because we can see what type of coach he is from this season. He wants everything. He's hungry. He's starving. He just wants to win. So him saying that is no shock to me. That's no shock to me. But yeah, bring it on, man.
Johnny.
I think it's going to be a bit of a conflict of interest wanting to win and trying to bring the youth in, because ultimately when you're trying to win everything, that doesn't leave much wiggle room or margin for youth, in my opinion. I think Kobe Manu, could he have had a few more opportunities this season? I think he's had, one off the top of my head, I think, if that. But ultimately, you also have to respect the fact that the manager's like, I just want to win. And like, if you got to end at season and when we'd won a Premier League, for example, and not much youth had been used, you'd forgive him for that, wouldn't you? Because ultimately he's won a Premier League title. It just seems to have a very one-track mind of what he wants to do, and he seems to know how he wants to do it, and he's not going to succumb to any kind of fan pressure, media pressure by anyone, and be swayed off the path that he's walking down. And end of the day, it is his job on the line, Daniel. So you have to respect it. I suppose. You might not agree with it. You might not agree. I feel obviously, like historically speaking, we've played the youth, we've bled the youth in, and I think like from a fan perspective, you'd like to see that. But end of the day, this manager, look what he's done this season. He didn't put a weekend side out for League Cup, didn't put a weekend side out for Europa League, didn't put a weekend side out for like this manager does not do weak sides, because I feel like he's not, from his perspective, even though we've questioned some of the lineups, I feel like he's like, I'm not going to leave myself open to get punished here. Like, that's it. So his mindset is constantly, I want to win this game. And like, you know, if we'd have got any other manager that didn't have that mindset, like a Brendan Rodgers, or I don't want to say Poch, because like, even though Poch not won anything, I don't think he's got the same mindset. But if we'd have got another manager with not given us that rhetoric, yeah, like a lot of things like what Ollie were doing, people didn't like his mindset. So the fact that we've got a manager that clearly wants to win and his mentality is where it needs to be, you have to just say, you know what, like I disagree with some of the stuff you're saying, and it might not be the way that I would want to do it, but you've got the right mentality to the Manchester United manager, and I can see that you want the best for this football club. Simple as that.
I like how you got the mentality thing in there.
It's right, though, isn't it? Though.
No, I hear you. Elzo spoke about age profile of the team. So when you look at it, De Gea's age, Varane's age, Casemiro, Bruno's like 28 now. If we got Harry Kane, he'd be 30. We've got youth in the wide positions. The fullbacks are relatively a good age. Somebody like Mason Mount, he's 23, but he's experienced. Do you think he ticks the right box for Ten Hag? And how do you guys feel about Mason Mount coming in? I'm going to go to Elzo.
Look,
YouTube's waiting. I said Elzo first, man. You need to relax.
Go on, Elzo. Go on, Elzo.
I'm not. Listen, at first I wasn't a big fan, but you know what? I know the coach likes him, because someone on Twitter pointed out that he liked him when he had his loan spell at Vitesse, Mason Mount. So when I heard that, I was like, he's sold, and I started thinking about it more. He likes to move around the pitch for sure. That's one of the things that people used to say, and we know Ten Hag likes people moving into different positions, making runs. So yeah, I'm not gonna cry about it. It's not my first choice, but it might work. It might work. And I never knew he was still only 23, so he might be taking a bit of minutes from Bruno.
I could be capping. He's not over 25. I know that, but I think he's
24. He's 24.
Is he 24?
Okay.
Yeah, that's 24. A good age. That's a good age. If the coach can see it working, then I'm just gonna have to wait and see. And I'm not mad about it, but just, you know what I mean.
Yo, Jimmy, your boy Ike is tweaking. What's going on? Let's get Ike involved there.
Ike is he was keen to talk about the Mount thing, actually, because obviously Ike is a Chelsea fan, so you can understand why he's interested in that topic, innit? But you know, with Mount, for me, is an attacking. His profile is an attacking midfielder, right? Should that be the first signing that we make in the transfer window?
Not just me.
Sorry?
Is Jimmy delayed for everybody or just me?
Just you.
No, I'm gonna have to jump out, jump back in. Fuck this internet, man.
Language, Johnny. Jesus.
Carry on, Jimmy.
But yeah, for me, his profile is an attacking midfielder. Should that be the first signing that we make? An attacking midfielder? I don't think so. And also, he's played under how many managers at Chelsea now? He's played under Lampard first time. He's played under Conte. Did he play under Conte? He's played under Mourinho's second time. Am I right? Was that around the time that he went there? So he's playing under all these managers that don't start him. Why is that? Why doesn't he always start games?
No, he came of age under Lampard and Tuchel.
Why is he not a consistent starter for the team? Why does he not?
So this is the thing. At the start of the season, he was playing. When Tuchel got sacked, they were 5th in the league, by the way.
6th in the league, yeah.
In Potter's early tenure, he was playing. And if you know Chelsea fans, your brethren Ike will confirm, will be better if we drop Mason Mount. That's what the Chelsea fans who don't like Mount were saying. They dropped him. He hasn't been playing. They haven't got any better. You know, Chelsea.
I don't see him as a solution for anything that we're lacking.
Under Chelsea's cup wins under Tuchel, Mason Mount, one of their main guys. He's just had a season where he just had an off season. So he's not coming in. I get what you're saying though, Jimmy. You want somebody coming off the back of a good season.
Yeah, but what we don't. I don't think we need players now that are going to come in and kind of try and adjust in things. We haven't got that kind of time. City are moving.
But everybody has to adjust, no matter who we bring in. He's at the end of the day. This is the thing. This idea that everybody's going to be Ronaldo and bloody Messi, and every single season they have in their career is going to be he's just had a down season at a football club that, quite frankly, has been a joke for a year. But it's Chelsea to get away with it. If Man United had Chelsea's season, could you imagine? Could you imagine what we'd be talking about right now? Their fans are going mad, but I don't feel it in the media with Chelsea. I've even seen pieces and articles trying to make excuses for Lampard.
Oh, a lot. I've seen quite a few.
Giving the players the right to not taking it on board. They'd never do that for a Man United manager.
No, never.
Never in a million years. Never in a million years. That club's dysfunctional. Johnny, what was your initial thoughts on Mason Mount coming to United? He's 23 or 24. Does he fit the profile for you, for Ten Hag to come in and hit the ground running?
I was kicking and screaming about it at first because obviously his last sort of 2 years at Chelsea have been underwhelming, to be polite about it. I've not been impressed by him at all. He definitely brings energy into the midfield. But I think control. I know it's not just our midfield about control. We talk about fullbacks, but I do think the ball retention in our team, and I think midfield is a big part of that, is severely lacking in my opinion. And Mason Mount doesn't scream ball retention to me or composure on the ball. He's more of a transition player. So end of the day, the more spaces we've had about him, I've become more open to it because it seems to have legs in this. There doesn't seem to be not just smoke. It just seems to have legs to it. And end of the day, having Ten Hag has made me mature as a United fan because under Ole, I would have fucking kicked my bat and ball on. Honestly, I'd have took my bat and ball on over this. I really would have had the right agenda, but I'm not that guy anymore. I'm trying my best now to be more supportive of the manager's signings.
Man's growing in that. Man's growing.
Even though 2 years ago, mate, I'd been like, fuck Mason Mount. I don't want him. But I wanted this manager. And I always have to remind myself about this. I wanted this manager. I got what I wanted. So it's my duty to try and support him as much as humanly possible.
Yeah.
He's going to make some
Johnny, just like when you're making your point, what can Mount bring to the team that Sancho can't bring?
They don't play in the same position.
Well, it's a
No, I'm just talking about because he's an attacking midfielder, isn't he?
That's a loaded question.
Listen, he's an attacking midfielder, right? So give me
Sancho doesn't. Sancho plays wide.
Like,
He's not-
just finish
No,
off what I was
no,
saying.
wait. Let's break down the player. I'm saying let's
No, but you
break
just
down this.
completely put me
No,
off.
Why
wait.
would we?
Why,
Why
ca-
would we start with Sancho? Why would we compare him to
why
Sancho?
why can't if Sancho? I'm saying if Sancho went in to play Mount's position,
Yeah, but that's like
what-
saying what does Mount
what
bring
can-
that De Gea doesn't?
what can he do that Sancho can't do?
But they're
But
two
he's
different players.
He wouldn't play there.
No, but I'm saying if you did put Sancho there, what can he do
We
that
comparing
Sancho
a
can't do?
midfielder to an attacker.
You know what it is. You know what it is. I already know. Jimmy
No,
already has his
just
Jimmy already has his thoughts on it. Let
Go on,
Johnny
answer.
Let me
let
just
Johnny
finish
wrap
what I was
up.
saying.
Let Johnny wrap up. Let Johnny wrap
So
up.
as I was saying, yeah.
Then you can run the agenda you want to run afterwards. You clearly
As
got
I was saying,
Johnny.
I'll just try my best to support the manager, whether it's ins and outs, right? I couldn't have his opinion on him, but I'm not going to be like, I'm not trying to not shit on the manager's decisions, but I will have an opinion on him. Whereas under Ole, my opinion would have been so much more aggressive and hostile about it. You know what I was like under Ole, don't know. But this manager, I got what I wanted, and I have the man that wants. So it's my duty now to try and support as much as possible. He wouldn't be my first choice personally, but end of the day, sometime I think there's too many question marks on him. Like, you know, can he get his psychology back? Can that be mended? Because he was clearly not happy at Chelsea. Can he get his match rhythm back? Is he going to fit in? You know, there's too many question marks, and I just feel like I'd prefer somebody more. Not
Can he get his match fitness back? People are just asking questions to ask questions, man. Honestly.
Not that what was it after you totally thrown me off there? Look, end of the day, he's not a bad player, but I just think we need better. I just think we need a better player than that. Like, would he even get on City's bench? No, not in my opinion.
Let me say as well, because I feel like we just skipped past it before you go, Jimmy. Sorry. One thing I don't like about it is the price. I don't like the price. And I know people say, like, why do you care? It ain't your money. But listen, let's not pretend.
One more quick question. Right?
Unlimited money. So,
if this scenario hadn't have played out at Chelsea, where they've kind of forced him out, right? He wants more money.
No,
They're not giving him.
No, they haven't. No, they haven't forced him.
Yeah, but all right, they're not giving what he wants.
It's way more. It's not as simple, as straightforward as people want to make. It's very, very simple. Yeah.
Okay, so let me rephrase what I'm going to say. This scenario that's unfolded at Chelsea, right? However it unfolded, it has unfolded, right? To the point Mount's going to leave, right? How we got there doesn't matter. The fact is he's going to leave. If he wasn't a free agent, would the manager be going for him?
He's not a free agent. We have to pay a fee.
No, you know what, Daniel, stop being pedantic. You know what I'm trying to say.
Okay, all right, so this is what you guys are missing. Erik ten Hag wants an attacking midfielder. He does not want a deep line playmaker. Man United fans want a deep line playmaker because Man United fans heard about De Jong, looked at Ajax 18-19, got gassed and thought Ten Hag is Luis Enrique. He's not Luis Enrique. He inherited De Jong. When De Jong left in 19 at the start of the 1920 season, De Jong was gone from Ajax. Ten Hag never looked at that profile again. No. Never looked at that profile again. 1920, 2021, 2021, 22. Alvarez, Gravenberch, Berghaus. And Berghaus was the last piece. So we had Alvarez, a DM, a bit, not a destroyer, but he's more physical than he is. He's a neat and tidy player. Think of him a bit more like a Paulinho with less physicality, but better on the ball. Gravenberch, who's more of an advanced eight, bit of a hybrid player, very skillful player, well-rounded. And then he's not a deep line playmaker. He can do it, but he's not a playmaker, not a specialist. And then he added Berghaus, who's an attacking midfielder.
Yeah, that's
the manager you hired. And Man United fans, this seems to be lost in them. So for me, Mason Mount, when I first heard the name, I was like, fuck Mount. They don't excite me. They don't excite me. But I look at the manager, pay attention to what he wants to do versus what I want to do, and it makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
He wants to win the ball back. People need to remember, if you want to achieve 60+% possession, you have to win the ball back. That's not about one playmaker. That's not about having a De Jong. That's about a system working and your team working with high intensity, coordinated, intelligently to win the ball back. Mason Mount's one of the best midfielders for the system. You wanted a system manager. This is what system managers do. Start looking at guys like Mount because they're thinking of the bigger picture. Whereas Man United fans, we want to bank on an individual. We want to see the lineup, see somebody like De Jong and say, that individual is going to control the game. Your manager is saying his system is going to control the game. And this gives me an opportunity to get in my devil in the details back. I'm going to share the screen with you, man. Yeah? Just so I can just highlight quickly the realities of how Ten Hag actually wants to play. Yeah, so whenever I hear people say stuff like, "Where's the midfield?" Yeah, so this is how Ten Hag wants to play. I'm not even going to get deep into it. Yeah, Fred capitalizes, gets Martinez with time on the ball. If you look at Casemiro and Bruno,
big up Fred.
Yeah, big up Fred as well. Watch what I show you what Fred does in the second one. Elzo's going to love that. They're moving away from the football. This is what Ten Hag wants to do. He wants his midfielders creating space, right? For Martinez to progress the ball. This is what he wants. Yeah.
Right.
Look at the space. So in fact, let me go further up. When we get to Garnacho here, if Garnacho loses the football, look at all that. Look, you can see, right? You can see where Casemiro and Bruno are. So when this happens, and it has happened this season, people say, "Where's the midfield?" Your manager's asking his 2-8s to pin back the centre back and the full back of the opposition, and you can see Marcus Rashford's free there. These are the types of ideas your manager has, but you as a football fan keep saying, "No, I want the midfielders deeper." Oh, it's because he doesn't have De Jong, he doesn't have this. He did this at Ajax.
I think that's just because what we
Hold on. Please, just wait. When I go through here, if you watch Marcus Rashford, you watch all of the movement, yeah? So Casemiro and Bruno have pinned back the back four. Now Luke Shaw's taken the player with him. Marcus Rashford's occupied the player. This is what gives Garnacho space to link the play here. Ten Hag doesn't want his midfielders living here long. He wants to pop in and out of here quickly. He doesn't want to live here, yeah? Fred recycles it. Bruno there in the half space, in places NK says he never is. Links the play with Anthony. Watch Casemiro off the ball. You see what Casemiro's doing, by the way. You can imagine Mason Mount doing this type of stuff. These are the positions that Casemiro's taken up. This is his path to this position before he links it back to Garnacho. And you can't find me a better goal we've scored this season from a passing move point of view. You'll struggle. Yeah? That's how your manager wants to play. I'm going to get into the second example because it relates to Mason Mount as well. This is the Leeds game. Watch how much work Fred does off the ball to create space. Right? Look, this is Fred's starting position.
Where is that?
You can't see Fred. Fred's the little black guy in the middle, Johnny. Yeah, that's Fred.
Oh, no, I see him now.
So, moves away. Again, he's creating space for Martinez. Yeah. Ten Hag at Ajax, Blind, Martinez, Timber, they built play, right? So the team has to coordinate this better and get better at it. Anyway, you see Fred here quickly. Look at Fred and Sancho. They're running away from the ball. They're creating space, right, for the build-up unit, which ain't the 2-8s. Sancho pops in here. Sancho's going to take a man away. Shaw's going to take a man away. Look at Fred now. Look where Fred is now. Now he's in a left wing position. Look where he started.
I was ended up there.
Exactly. Watch the game. Stop watching.
Is he supposed to be there?
Yes. This is where Fred has started. That's where he started. Look where he ended up. And the whole point, those three players got pushed back. It allows Martinez space to operate in the zone. And now you see Sabitzer is going to get time on the ball. And you can see, look at Sancho. Look at Marcus Rashford, right? Bruno's off screen. I haven't highlighted him. Maybe I'll highlight Bruno in a second. Bruno's there again, like in the previous example between the fullback and centre back. They're pinning the back line back. Movement off the ball is taking the midfield back. Do we press? What's behind me? It's creating confusion for the opposition. So when you pause it here when Sabitzer gets the ball from Martinez, right? He's outnumbered. That's what Ten Hag does to his DM at times. And you'd want a better DM than the Casemiro or Sabitzer from a playmaking point of view. But we've got what we've got, which is Casemiro. What Man United fans seem to want is their midfielders in these red spots. That's not what your manager wants. And you have to get over it. That's not what he wants. He wants Bruno high in that situation. Bruno's creating, and by the way, Sabitzer, don't even get me started on him. That he's hasn't opened up his body. He stumbles.
That Redondo would be brilliant. What I saw over there.
He gets away with it, but if you really deep it, yeah, like an elite player in this situation, they're opening their body up. They're gonna look at what's ahead. To be fair, Sabitzer spins two people. To be fair, he's got Palestri in behind, and bear in mind, Palestri could have just held his position like Anthony does and got the switch of play because Bruno's got those two players pinned. But we've got options. Good patterns of play give you options. So Palestri can hold his position or he can make the run in behind. He makes the run. If Sabitzer wanted to, he could hit Dalot. In the end, Pellistri recovers the ball, hits it back to Dalot. We cross the ball, we get a goal. We're back in the game against Leeds at Old Trafford. So
how do you know how you see all this, Daniel?
These are the. So it's just Ten Hag has to basically prove to people that he can build play and dominate football matches in the Premier League without a deep line playmaker. I understand why fans don't think he's going to be able to prove this is going to work, but ultimately, that's his plan.
Do you think it's going to work, Daniel?
I think it works if he replaces De Gea, gets a better centre back and a right back. Mount is just one piece of the puzzle. You don't control football matches in 2023 relying on one football player. You control games by having a superior system. And a big third of that, a big chunk of that, a big percentage of that is what you do without the ball, which Man United fans don't care about because they've got players that they don't like on the ball. That's what they focus on.
How does he compare to Maddison for you?
Maddison, if you want somebody who's not going to offer you anything without the football, and that's why Ten Hag probably not going to touch him, to be honest with you. Like, if you think about how we tried to press against Brighton, you want Maddison in those situations, in that type of pressing.
Couldn't he instruct him to do that?
Is he capable?
Yeah,
Is he excellent running backwards? Is he excellent? Is he the type of guy when he goes to press, does he stop or does he commit and win the ball? Mason Mount, from off the ball, offensively, from a system point of view, and defensively or offensively, depending on how you see counter-pressing, because counter-pressing, some people see it as attacking. Mason Mount's actually an excellent player when it comes to those things. That's why I'm not surprised Ten Hag wants him. It's a system signing. We wanted a system manager. We're paying
got one.
If you're unhappy with this, you're paying the price. Like, this is what he wants. And whether you like it or not, there is a plan behind it. But it's up to Ten Hag, the football club, to sign the right players so he gets everything that he needs.
Yeah.
Whereas fans, I'll be honest with you, we're very limited in our thinking. Just get the playmaker solves it. Cool. We get two playmakers, one gets injured, or the opposition mark that guy out of the game. What happens? Replace Bruno, get another baller. You just end up going down a rabbit hole. At the end of the day, there's method to Ten Hag's madness, in my opinion, and I'd advise fans to back him. Didn't mean to stay on that topic for too long. I want to move on to other topics. Let's preview the FA Cup. Yeah. FA Cup final, big game. I believe it's on Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, we need to preview this game. Els, I'm going to go to you first.
Yes.
Thoughts and feelings, man. Like, what are you thinking? What are you feeling? What do you want to see? What are you worried about? Like, just, yeah, man. I'm nervous. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like,
What nightmares are you having? What nightmares are you having?
That's why I haven't cared about the top four race. I've just been thinking about the cup.
Break down, man.
Same.
I've been watching them play. They look good. Yes. But I'm positive as well. At the same time, I think we're going to see a fight. I don't think we're going to see no walkover. So I feel like it's going to be a game. We're going to do ourselves proud, man. But I'm kind of positive. But they're good. They're really good. Fred has to play. I'm sure we all agreed on that, yeah?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah?
What was that?
I agree with that completely.
Fred has to play.
No, Fred has to. I think
100%.
I suspect we're going to see Bruno right wing. I don't know Martial, Rashford. I know Rashford's going to play, but whether it's Sancho or Martial, I don't know. It's a toss-up. And then, Fred's going to be in there with Eriksen and Casemiro.
Yeah,
that's what I think is going to happen.
I think he has to play. There's not much to say. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not.
Touch on this latest comment as well, that from Mo.
Mo is saying, what's Mo saying? The back four, you start Varane and Shaw, Varane and Lindelof. Varane and Shaw, man. Big game. You need experience. You want winners. You want guys.
So you're going to play left back, Dalot.
That's a good point.
That's a great point, man. That's a great point. That's a great question. That
Lindelof didn't look as comfortable. I know Maguire was next to him, but he didn't look as comfortable playing in that left centre back position against Fulham.
Yeah, I think Lindelof and Shaw when he's on.
Oh, you thought he looked uncomfortable?
Yeah, it looked a bit uncomfortable in my opinion.
I don't know. I don't think it looked too bad, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not. I like Shaw at centre back. I like Shaw at centre back with Martinez ain't playing. I think he's thriving there.
I think he's better there than at left back.
If Martinez had been fit, he would have. I noticed Ten Hag started playing Luke Shaw inverted, but I was like, too little, too late. You've been doing that at the start of the season. But then Martinez gets injured. Now he comes centre back. So now to push him into the fullback position, you know him. He's passive. He's going to be backing off when the ball goes out wide. I'd want to see Dallo out there. I'll be honest with you. I'd want to see Dallo left back. Shaw. In fact, let's just get into create. Let's debate this. Let's debate this because I think I want to see a different team to other people. To be honest, what are your thoughts, Johnny, on a team you want to see?
I don't think it really matters. I don't think it matters too much, in my opinion. And the reason I say that, I'm looking out for inspiration, and I'm really struggling to find any at all. And I don't want to sound like a negative Nelly, but I'm just being as real as I can. Mentality in this team to go up to raise it for this game. I fear for him. I do. I fear for him. Went to Newcastle away, crumbled. Anfield crumbled. I just don't know if this team knows what it means as much as we do as fans. Like you can tell it's really bothering the fans. Like we talk
Like
about
the speech, Johnny. The speech, though. They know, man.
I'll be honest, yeah, that speech fired me up. It did fire me up, and it did light a little fire in my belly. I won't lie, it did. But okay, honestly,
you're sucking the energy out of this, man. Listen
that game's been giving me
like Eric Ten Hag said, he said he knows
it's football, Johnny. 90 minutes, man.
Everything to bring the trophy back to Old Trafford.
That's my spirit,
I'll be honest with you. A part of me thinks we're gonna do it, but I'm scared to think it. I gotta be honest. There's a part of me that thinks, you know what? I think we're gonna. The way the season's gone, I just see it ending like we stopped them doing the treble.
Yo, Johnny, Johnny, just big up Precious because he's asking people to like the video. So just big up to Precious in it.
Big up Precious, man. Shout out.
Big up.
Appreciate that, Precious. And I'm looking at that video clip of Ten Hag can go, especially on Twitter, is going to go one of both ways. We're either going to get that speech is going to be ridiculed if we don't win it, but if we win that FA Cup final, that speech is going to be comped up and hit different, and we're going to look back on that moment. Yeah, propaganda. Listen, I'm one of those football fans. I'm about propaganda. So if we win it, I'm going to say it was because of the speech. Best believe that's what I'm going to be running with.
Yeah, definitely. You have to.
Ten Hag propaganda. He spoke it into existence. That's a leader. That's a man with a plan. That's a winner. That's the man with the mentality.
Yeah.
Etc. Speaking of mentality, Johnny, have these players shown you that they have a strong mentality this season? How do you think that comes into play against City in the cup final as well?
No, I'm sorry, I don't. I think at home, I'm just being dead honest here. At home, when they're in the comfort zone, they've got the 12th man behind them. Yes, got a good home record. Come away from home, out of their comfort zone, into hostile crowds, and they crumple like a rich tea biscuit in a coffee all the time. Yeah, all right, they won that League Cup and they won that trophy. That's fine, fair enough. But that to me is an anomaly. Like that's the exception to the rule.
You don't think the Newcastle game was hard? You don't think the Newcastle game was hard?
Of course, it's going to be hard. You're away from home. You got to rise above it. Listen, I've had enough of this. These are Manchester United football players. Man United football players. You're supposed to stand tall in that fucking shirt, wear it with pride, and carry that name with like you're supposed to be able to carry that. It weighs heavy. I know I sound like a top red here, but I'm being dead serious. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you're supposed to be able to carry that shirt with like be able to. We put your best foot forward and not shy under pressure and be a retreating violet or shrinking violet is a phrase. So I'm sorry, away from their comfort zone this season, they have shown me that they don't have it. So they're away from the comfort. Wembley's not at home. Wembley's away. Well, all right, it's a neutral venue, but still, it's not at home. Right?
So why doesn't that count for mentality?
I feel like the away fans, our fans, right? I feel like our fans are going to have a big part to play in this game, a massive part to support the players. Can I do it in a one-off game? Anything's possible, but just the performances, Daniel, for me, they have not been fucking convincing. Excuse my language, but they haven't. So I'm a realist, man. I don't do delusional shit. I fear for us.
So it's how I look at it. At the start of the season, if you told me Ten Hag would stick mostly to the first 11 and attempt to compete on 4 fronts and be somewhat successful, I wouldn't have believed you. I wouldn't have thought that these players had it in them to make top 4, get to a League Cup final, an FA Cup final, and the last 16 of a Europa League final. So they've actually overachieved this season, whether people like it or not, because their ceiling was top 4. To get to 2 cup finals, that's an extra 10% the manager's already got out of them.
I do agree with that.
If you're weak mentally, you don't arrive at this point, in my opinion. I just think
you could say they're fragile, Daniel.
I don't think they are fragile anymore. I think they're just capable of losing football matches badly. I don't think they're fragile because if you notice, every time we've lost badly, they've come back every single time. I just think it's hard. Unfortunately, once narratives set in football, like once people call a player lazy, once a group of players gets hit with a tag, they have to overachieve multiple times and overdo things. Give you literally 2 years of perfect.
But then, Daniel, how can you explain that? How can you explain that away from?
For people to say, they're not bottle jobs no more. The away form, similar to City, who only beat one team in the top 9. That away form. City had the same record. City had the same record away at the top 9, by the way. No one brings it up for Manchester City. And no one brings up the fact that we slapped up the small teams away from home for the most part. So the bottom 10, our record's actually very good. Top 9, because we're included in the 10, not so, but neither City's. And all that means is when we go home against the best in the league, we've struggled. It's year 1 in Ten Hag. How many boxes do you think he tick in one season?
I don't know.
It just means we've got something we need to... This is the next challenge for the team next season. FA Cup final is different. Most of our fans are based in London anyway. So that stadium is going to be rocking. They just have to deliver on the day. Let's get to the lineup for that game, though. We know who the goalkeeper is going to be. So what I want to know, left back, Dallo or Shaw, people, what are we saying?
It's going to be Shaw.
Oh,
left back.
No, man, no. For this game, I'm putting
man.
Shaw left centre back, and I'm putting Dallo on the left,
Yeah.
and I'm putting Wan-Bissaka on the right. Wan-Bissaka's got to play this game. He has to play right back.
Would you play Malacia?
And to be fair, last time Dallo played left back, he had a very good game.
I wouldn't play Malacia personally.
No.
I wouldn't start him. No chance.
He's a passion merchant. Cup final.
Yeah, maybe.
No.
Yeah,
No.
He's a passion merchant, Jimmy.
No, he is, but you can be as passionate as you want, bro. But if you're not, you're playing against City.
Like
you're playing against the best team in the world. You're not gonna. Passion ain't gonna take you nowhere, bro. It's not about passion. It's about being smart. And Malacia, I'm sorry.
No, you need passion. You need passion.
Listen, listen to this, right? Listen.
Right now.
Elzo, I made the statement on a space earlier when I was saying I was talking to one of my boys, and he made a statement that I completely agree with. He said the difference with City, if you look when the cameras zoom onto a City player when they're playing a match, if you look in their eyes, it's cold, bro. There's no emotion. It's not about, these guys are just focused. It's not about passion. It's about focus. Malacia is passionate, but he loses focus too often to play against Manchester City. For me, I would
focus and passion are intertwined.
I wouldn't start him, though.
Being focused and passion that's intertwined. They're interlinked.
No, it's not. No. Focus is focus. Passion is passion. Johnny, I can be
focused, yeah.
I can be passionate. Look, I can be passionate about engineering, but I'm not an engineer. But to be an engineer, I have to be focused. It's not about passion. I have to be.
But like when you're so focused on a task at hand, yeah, when you get that focused and driven, that brings passion. You get passionate about it.
No, not necessarily. You can be focused without having any passion at all. Bro, focus is focus.
I don't agree.
Focus is focus. And the Malacia works hard. I think technically he's very gifted, actually. Probably more so than people give him credit for.
No, he's not.
I think he is. I think he's gifted enough.
No, he's not.
The point
he's
I'm making is
gifted.
This kid is a decent player, but when he plays in these big matches, for me, he seems to lose focus too often.
So now about decent playing, technically gifted. Decent, technically gifted now.
He's not gifted.
By
the way,
you can go past the man quite easily.
I don't know who pointed this out, but salute to you. You know, the Twitter space fam. he's the most left-footed player at the football club, by the way, not Anthony.
Who, Malacia is?
Yeah, he is. He is.
Oh,
actually.
probably is actually. Yeah, that's probably,
you know what's interesting? So
That was
I
me
don't.
that
I like the idea of Malacia's aggression, but his quality defensively is in terms of like the level of his attributes.
Focus, no focus, lack of focus.
And he is rash. I wouldn't say he's not focused. I just think he's got bad concentration and doesn't read the game very
It should
well.
be Dallo, Varane, Shaw, and fucking.
I'm gonna go
Dalot.
Dallo. I'm gonna go Dalot.
I would go with Dallo as well. I would go with Dallo.
I'm gonna go with that too.
We'll go with Dalot. So we know who's the left-sided centre back.
Yeah,
And,
that's sure.
Somehow, my man popped up in the final, which ain't gonna happen. Shout out to Suyash. Would anybody sell Varane because Lindelof's in good form and get another centre back? Just checking quickly.
No, I won't sell Varane.
No.
Anyone would sell Varane because of Lindelof's form? You're muted, Elzo, by the way.
Who's saying sell Varane?
No, I wouldn't sell Varane. No,
I won't sell
absolutely.
Varane. No chance. No.
I keep him around. I keep him around for sure.
No, you keep the Rolls
No,
Royce,
really,
even
no.
if you don't drive it every day. You keep the Rolls Royce in it. Like
So
you don't sell
for the
the
cup
Rolls Royce.
final,
Do you know the thing is that one quick point? You know what it is about Varane, yeah? You know the younger players, what do you think they see when they look up to Varane? What, some scrub? You see a multiple Champions League winner that's done it all at the very, very top. You don't get rid of that kind of experience. And he's not, and by the way, he's not a toxic influence in the dressing room either. He's a very professional player. It doesn't cause any trouble. Very, very positive influence to have around the younger players. Absolutely no way do you get rid of him. Suyash is on fucking, don't know what he's on, man.
so for the final, would you go with Lindelof or Varane?
Oh.
But see,
right
see, he runs and then he can't.
Wait. Right centre back.
Yeah, for right
Oh,
centre back.
Varane-
Because
no,
you've made
Varane-
big arguments
no,
for
Varane
Varane,
plays,
so would you
man.
not start him? You would start him.
Varane plays. No, Varane plays that game. Sorry, he plays that game.
Fair enough.
It's a very highly pressurized game, and I want him on that pitch over Lindesoft.
So no one disagrees with that.
I don't disagree. No, I mean you want class. You want. Oh, you're gonna show me why Varane's shit now, aren't you? But you want class in it. You want class.
Nah, Varane's disrespected because one, he's not excellent on the ball, and everybody's obsessed with the centre back being good on the ball as opposed to good defensively. And he's so classy defensively. YouTube and Twitter IQ can't actually comprehend how good he is because they want everybody to be a tough tackling jeweler. Or just, I don't know what it is why like Varane's disrespected. And if
but
you
you know what
can't
it is,
see,
Daniel. Sometimes,
hold on. If you can't see how good he is, it's because you have low IQ. Simple. That's how I'm sticking it on people. You don't have the intelligence to see the quality of Rafael Varane and how he controls defensive situations. Because all you're capable of doing, like a dog, is watching the ball. You're like a dog. You just follow the ball. That's all you do. You follow the ball. That's all you can assess. To all these people that disrespect Varane. Raise your IQ levels. Varane's a flipping Rolls Royce, man. World-class centre-back. It's not even a question. That was rhetorical, Lindelof or Varane for a cup final. Are you kidding me? You guys were entertaining that. All right, so Wan-Bissaka's going... Wan-Bissaka's going to go in, innit? Let's keep it a buck.
Absolutely.
How do you get his name up on this?
Yeah. Grealish better go to the other side of the pitch because that side's locked off.
We already know. Shout out to the man that don't want Casemiro because he's not a baller. Shout out to you, man.
Miss me.
For me, there's no questions. Federico, yeah. Federico,
yeah.
Like, for me, he has to be in there.
I'll put everything up for Federico for this game, man. He can go in anytime.
Definitely.
Anytime.
We all agree. I guess we all agree it's Eriksen.
Yeah.
In there, and this is where let's chop this fable now. Front three. What does Ten Hag do?
Right side Sancho, based on how he's been the last couple of games. I'm putting Sancho on right.
So this is what Johnny wants to do.
Danny's benching Bruno for the final.
Sancho right now is playing good. I'm not saying he's pulling up trees, but he's playing good.
He's playing decent. Who do you want left wing? We'll let Johnny run the show.
Johnny.
I'm going to put Bruno left wing's not good.
I don't know if I like where this is going.
Yeah,
Johnny is going to take us to the promised land.
I don't know if I like where this is going. I'm not going to lie.
Johnny is going to take us to the promised land.
1 second, I've kind of snookered myself here because
You ain't snookered anything. Who's left wing? You made your bed. Who's left wing?
I'm already offended, bro.
One
I'm
sec,
offended.
one sec.
Like a Gen Z kid, I'm offended. Right
We
now.
need our manager to be concise. We need him to lead. We need him to have a plan and know what he's going to do
Like
to
a
win.
Gen Z kid, I'm offended, bro.
And our manager Johnny here is stuttering. He's stuttering. He doesn't know what to do. It's not.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put. I'm going to play Bruno as like a false 9, and I'm going to put Rashford on left.
Hold on, Bruno Fernandes.
That's not bad actually.
Because one sec.
Wait. We're playing against Manchester City. Just remember, we're playing Manchester City. I'm just want to remind you, we're playing Manchester City.
1 second. Let me give my reasoning.
False 9. We're playing Manchester City. I'm just reminding you guys. I'm just trying to remind you.
Relax. Let me just give you my reasoning. Bruno you can't deny Bruno's movement around the box. He's very good at finding space and getting his positions. He's also very instinctive. It doesn't. I feel like he's got a lot of energy, and I don't say that in a disrespectful manner, but he's got enough to get around that in that box. And one thing about Bruno right now that I would pick over Rashford, I think Rashford's got a very. If I had to pick a player on striking the ball, I'd pick Bruno over Rashford personally. I think Bruno seems to have that instinct to strike the ball straight away. I think he's got a fantastic strike of the ball. Rashford. Rashford. See, I don't like Rashford on left or up front personally. But I'm not going to start Garnacho. Oh,
you don't like him on the left, you said? Is that what you said?
No, I don't think Rashford struggles to beat man these days, personally. I think he struggles when he's got the ball to beat him, man, he struggles.
Do you prefer Rashford up front in the number 9? I'll
be honest, I don't like Rashford in the team, me.
Oh, we're going all the way there. Oh shit! Look,
I'll be honest, I don't.
I wasn't expecting that, to be honest.
I don't.
I was not expecting that. No, I wasn't expecting you to go all the way there. But it is what it is. So just to clear up, you would have Rashford start on the left, Bruno play as a false 9.
See, if you put the ball in behind, Rashford will beat his man. But Rashford on the ball beating his man, like taking the ball with him, Rashford struggles. He does. He does struggle. And you're not. So with all due respect, we're not coming up against Bournemouth or some low-level team. We're coming up against Manchester City. If you don't, he's coming up against Kyle Walker. He ain't getting no change out of Kyle Walker, in my opinion.
If you don't want Rashford to play, why don't you just not play him? Why don't you just play him?
But then my problem is, I don't think Garnacho is ready for a game of this magnitude. And not just that, if Kyle Walker chewed him up, that could derail his development. Like a game of this magnitude, we have a problem on that left wing because a game of this magnitude could swallow up Garnacho, and the amount of shit that he will get off the fans if he makes a mistake, right? So I think from an experience point of view, you have to put Rashford in. But Rashford, I don't see Rashford getting much change out of Kyle Walker. I don't. He's not going to beat him on pace. Kyle Walker was fucking beating Vinny Jr. for fuck's sake in the Champions League. See the problem we've got here?
Yeah, no,
I'm not waffling shit here. I'm not waffling nonsense here.
No, Johnny, I'm not saying you are.
I see the problem you've created. Yeah, I think we have a problem. I see the problem you've created. The best point you've made, though, to be fair to you, is the Kyle Walker
point. Yeah, it's a good point.
Kyle Walker point. He will lock up Rashford. So for that reason, I'd play Rashford up front. That's what I would do. I would play Rashford up front. And then what I would do now is, did anybody disagree with Sancho playing right wing, Jimmy or Elzo?
I don't disagree. No, I don't disagree.
Yeah.
See, so I'm not waffling shit. Give me some fucking respect, you bastards.
I don't disagree.
So you guys want Bruno on the left?
No, Elzo disagrees. Wait. Elzo disagrees.
Because I don't want to see Bruno on the left. I'd rather see Sancho on the left.
All right, okay. So you disagree with the position, but you want him to
Sancho's
start.
been stinky on the left.
Yeah.
You know he hasn't. You know you know what it is, yeah. This Sancho's better. He's had 2 games where he's played well on the right wing. I have 4 games from earlier on the season where he played well on the left wing. Like, it's just people have their preferences for Sancho and have 2 games, so they're using 2 games to back up their preference. That's all it is, in my opinion. Like, he's equally good on either side. It's just now he's fit, because February and March was his pre-season while everybody else is fit. I'm talking about the opposition, not just his team.
What I'm going to say is, we might be looking at this wrong. Eriksen might come out of the team. He might get dropped.
I doubt that, man. I don't see that. I don't see it.
And he might go Sancho and Garnacho.
I'd be shocked if Garnacho starts. I'd be surprised if Martial starts. After Martial's little tantrum after he was subbed against whoever it was it Chelsea?
He won't start. Not a chance he's going to start.
I think that's the last we're going to see of Martial starting games for Man United. I don't think we'll see him in Man United shirt again, to be honest with you. So I've got a feeling this is the team we're going to see. I think Sancho can get the better of Kyle Walker, because Sancho's going to use guile and craft and find people rather than try to beat him. That's what Kyle Walker struggles against. And Sancho's movement off the ball is better than people appreciate. He runs off the back of fullbacks very well. So I think Sancho's a better matchup for Kyle Walker. Rashford as a threat running in behind, he's better central because he's got more variation to the runs he can make.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Yeah.
Rashford's hold-up play is not an issue because Ten Hag pushes so many bodies forward. The centre-backs can't mark our striker. He'll come deep and get the ball just fine, in my opinion. And Bruno right wing, I'll be honest. Bruno right wing, work rate, and over the course of 90 minutes, you're just looking for 2 good balls that lead to chances. Let's keep it real. We already know how Bruno. Once you put him in that right wing, he's who can I find? To be fair, he does keep it. You know, he does. His temperament's a lot better this season. So I'm not saying he's just
100%.
He's not just going to be spamming, but we know in terms of making an impact, we know how that has to look. It's him finding somebody with a direct pass, and Sancho and Rashford's movement, I think actually works with Bruno on the right wing. Because if you notice, Sancho, he's been doing that all season, by the way. Anthony as well. This is instruction from Ten Hag. His wide player, if Rashford moves, the other player has to come central. You need someone attacking that space. I've seen Anthony do that. If you look at Anthony's goals, some tap-ins that he's got, when he comes central, and the goal that's
you have to remember, we're going to play counter-attack against City, I imagine. We're going to be soaking up pressure, but watching Real Madrid try and do that against Man City in Champions League, Man City were just eating it up.
I don't think you're going to see us. You're not going to see us start as deep as like the amount of space.
Yo, in the comments, someone's saying Anthony is available. Is that right? Is Anthony available or not?
You know what? And this is the thing. Ten Hag made the point to say before the Fulham game that Anthony will be ready for the cup final. He did say that. So
because that makes a huge difference, man. I'm sorry, I know how people feel about him, but I think that makes a fucking huge difference to me, man.
So then now,
where's Bruno now?
But then now Eriksen gets dropped.
Eriksen's coming out. Eriksen's coming out. I'm sorry, man. Eriksen's coming out.
I agree with that, by the way, because I feel like as much as Eriksen's good on the ball, Eriksen in that midfield just gets bypassed like a traffic cone. That'd be like easy for City to play around him. Easy. They won't even get out of second gear for that. So
big up Sharik, man. Big up. You're giving us some topics to talk about.
Now, big up all the comments, man.
Big up everyone, man. Big up everyone who's commenting.
Smash the like button, or I'll come and find you.
All right, so we got our team. So now it's that time. Do we win it with this team? What's your predictions, Elzo?
Why not? Why not? Passion Merchant Elzo.
Oh, I like it.
We're going for it, man. We're going for it. I'm not going to sit here and say that we're going to go Wembley and get that. No way.
Do you know what I'm going to say, Elzo? I'm more confident that we can take that to penalties and not lose the game with that defence, rather than because our attack is so impotent. I'm more confident in our defence being resilient throughout the game, holding City off, in my opinion. I trust the defence basically more than I trust the attack.
We get through to Rashford and Sancho. Like, listen, this is a massive game and you have to work. Then
That's a good point.
That's a good. See that press there, that front five. Anthony, Rashford, Sancho, Fred, Bruno.
I shout Sharik, man. He thinks about giving him a shout. Now shout to Sharik.
All we gotta do is convince Rashford and Sancho, you win this game, then you're gonna go down as legends.
Question, Elzo.
Just convince them, just them two, because the other three, they're gonna be trying to win the ball high up.
The other four, Anthony, those four, you already know what they're gonna do without the ball.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think the players, without the manager getting into their heads, do you think the players know on their own merit that about the magnitude of this fucking game?
Yeah, Johnny.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, of course they do. 100%, they do. They know. They know. They understand. They understand what's at stake. It's not just about winning a cup either. There's a lot more to it now. It's about preventing this club from getting further and further ahead of us. So
like this game, in my opinion, I feel like this game is more about fight and keeping your shape and doing your individual job to the best of your ability, rather than fluid football and fancy this and flicks here and that. I feel like it's about, because one thing about City,
we've got some resistance for the lineup, by the way. So I don't know if you want to unpack some of the resistance that we're getting from the lineup.
One second, man. The one thing about City is they're very good at creating space with the passing and moving. Yeah, they pull you all over the place, right? And United have to be careful to not get sucked into their game of trying to fucking cover every fucking shadow. We need to keep our shape, stay solid, stay compact, and just like I generally feel like the fighting spirit. We have to fight for this fucking win, man. We're gonna have to. I think it's gonna be more about fighting than it is going to be about silky play and fucking fancy shit.
I'll be honest. I like this lineup because I think this lineup gets us the extra time. I think this lineup, probably some subs in there.
Gallo's been called into question, Danny.
Good. They can call that into question if they want, but he's better at left back than Palacio, I'll tell you that. And Lindelof ain't comfortable there. I'm sorry, he's just not. And I don't want it to happen. I don't want it to happen in the cup final where we play Lindelof left. He's been performing as a right-sided centre back. Yeah, so you play him left-sided centre back. He's not as comfortable, and all of a sudden, people were like, Lindelof, he was always this, he was always that. That's why the man didn't play him there. Luke Shaw's been performing well there. Dalot, you know what it is? I think we're going to set up tactically similar to how we played against Brighton. For me, what we needed in that starting lineup was Fred instead of Eriksen. I think Bruno and Casemiro, I think they were hung out to dry a little bit because Martial and Rashford and Eriksen were terrible without the ball. Anthony was good. But if you go back and you watch that game, the only midfielders getting close to their midfielders was Casemiro and Bruno. Eriksen weren't getting anywhere near it. You put Fred in there. Big game Federico.
Big game Federico, bro.
Speak on it.
Probably
Federico with a Brazilian 4-4, brother.
And you know what? That's the weird thing. I bank on Fred having the best performance out of everyone in that 11 for a big game like this. Because these types of games, when you don't have the football, where you want someone that's switched on it, harrying people.
Also, Daniel,
did you guys watch
one second, mate. What's important is, I feel like the first 10-15 minutes, Man City are going to put it on us. They're going to put it on us, and we're going to have to weather that early storm. They're going to test us straight away. They're going to, you know what they're like vultures on a carcass straight away, and we're going to have to weather that for that first 10-15 minutes.
Did you guys
remember how they started? One second, mate. Remember how they started against Real Madrid at home? Even Real Madrid away, actually, they were on their fucking throats from the first.
They were ruthless.
They were absolutely.
I disagree.
If we're smart, and we will start fast as well.
Exactly. I disagree. I think we're going to start quickly, and if we get to,
and then we're going to fall off.
It's because we need to score early.
Yeah.
First,
but Danny, I was going to ask you guys about if you watched the Brentford game against City. And the reason I'm saying that is not because I know they'll play a completely different team because they played a B team in that match. But sometimes when I look at City and I think there is a way to beat them. Like there's like a little. It's hard to get to that line, but when you get to it, you can play against them. You know, you can play against them and it's fine. I don't. They're such a frightening team to play against on paper when you look at the way they play. But actually, in 90 minutes, I've seen teams disrupt. If you can disrupt, and this is why I'm keen on Fred starting the match, because I think if you're able to disrupt their midfield rhythm, you can beat them. You know, I'm not saying it's comfortable, but you can beat them. You know, you can beat them. That if you disrupt that rhythm in midfield, you can beat them. I think you can beat them. I don't think they're unbeatable like people seem to make out. Like, you know, like every journalist and every pundit seems to say Man City are unstoppable and unbeatable. And I just don't see it.
I think this goes one of two ways. I think we get slapped, or win on penalties.
Oh yeah, no, I
One question. Just one quick question on Fred. Would you put him on Gundogan, KDB, Silva, Jack Grealish? Who do you put him on?
That's the question, Johnny. That's the question that you can't answer. Really, that's the question.
You can do it two ways. You can put him on someone, or you can just tell him to go.
He has to mark one of them out of the game.
Or you can give him a zone. You can give him a zone and tell him to guard the zone. You know, and that's just how you play. But the thing is, if you give Fred a zone to control, to mark, then it means that you're going to have to give very specific instructions to Wan-Bissaka, and if it's Dalot playing on the left, they're going to have very specific instructions on how to deal with any players of play that are not within that zone that Fred is marking, because you're going to have to rely on Fred to do a lot of defending tomorrow, next week, because it's going to be that.
I think we're going to defend a lot as a team, to be honest.
You what? Sorry. What did you say, Johnny? I didn't hear.
Defend a lot as a team, to be honest.
Yeah,
I think we're going to defend a lot as a team. Never mind just Fred.
I agree, man.
I think, yeah, I'm not.
And if I could just see De Gea for one game this season, De Gea not be a pussy for one game and just turn into a pit bull for one game and command his fucking box.
I can see Pep not starting KDB, to be honest.
That's never gonna. He's gonna start him.
Not starting KDB.
I'm telling you, I can see him like trying to. You know what Pep does, like in these finals, he tries to get too cute, innit? You know, when he like starts.
Yeah, he's not going to go that dumb and not start KDB. Are you mad?
I'm telling you, Pep is a madman. He's like Ten Hag, but I'm telling you, you watch.
I think the only wild card for them is if it's Foden, Mahrez, Grealish. Out of those three, who's playing out wide.
Wasn't Grealish?
It's going to be Grealish.
Wasn't he limping off or something? Is that right? Did I make that up? Did I dream that?
I don't know. I don't keep up with City like that, but
I don't either.
It'll be Grealish, Silva, Gundogan, KDB, and Rodri.
We need to focus on ourselves. I don't really care about their lineup. We need to focus on ourselves, and that 11 that Ten Hag picks needs to deliver. I just don't want to see Bruno left wing, because that's when I know we need to survive for half an hour or get to half time. Pray City don't go more than 2 goals up, and then we maybe can recover the situation. But you'd only be put in that position. You'd only be put in that position against Manchester City, in my opinion. So smash the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I've got something I want to share with the people real quickly. Let me get the right tab up. So I've been working on a little something that I want to share with the people. So your boy Dev on the DLs. You know what I am? I'm a resource, ladies and gentlemen.
This guy.
The resourceful man.
I'm a resource. If you're someone that creates comps, if you do tactical analysis, or if you want to learn about players you don't have time to watch, I've got you. I've got your back. And what we have here is Patreon content, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we have here. I've got the Patreon set up, right? And what I've done is I've created these player video packs. What I have up there now for £3 a month. I'll add another player to this, actually. I'll beef this up for you. Then I'll have other tiers. But make sure you subscribe. I'm going to put the link in the comments. I'll put the link in the video as well.
Put it on your Twitter as well. Is it on your Twitter?
I'll put it on Twitter at some point as well. If you want to learn about players, you want to create threads on players, but you don't want to have to watch the whole football match to find what you need, I've created these playlists for you so you can it saves you the time. And you can learn about the players, clip it up, do your analysis.
Good, man. That's good.
And it's organized also. What I have on there now, Zubimendi and Højlund. I'll give you an example of what it looks like.
Yeah, Højlund's name's coming up all the time, man. Everywhere.
He's an interesting player. So what it will look like is something like the playlist, it doesn't look like this, but it's organized in this way. And I've got a Goncalo Ramos one coming as well. I'm going to add that to the Patreon at some point today or tomorrow.
Oh,
But
someone's
the
asking
playlist
you-
is organized.
Daniel,
Hold on, just wait. It's organized according to their actions and attributes. So with this Goncalo Ramos one, link up play, right? And it will just go on link up play. And you'll get a deep dive into his link up play. You see there's 20 examples there. Then it'll get into the goals that he scored. Then it will get into the assists.
Daniel, how much free time do you have?
Hold on. Then this literally takes me like 3 minutes to do. It don't take me long. And then you get into offensive duels. And the beauty with offensive duels for attacking players with some of these video packs is you get everything. You get dribbling, you get link up play, you get crossing, you get to see them on a half turn. You get to see how they do in offensive situations. I'm not going to let this play because I don't want to get a copyright strike from the Premier League or whoever broadcast to Portugal. So with the Zubimendi, it'll be different. You'll get playmaking, you'll get through passes, you'll see how he operates in that midfield. Same thing with Højlund as well. I'm going to have Frimpong on there. I was going to do Agate, I might not. If you join the Patreon, if you just send me messages about who you want to learn about, what football players you want to see more, if you don't have time to watch the league and you want to save some time, I'll add them to the list. I'll add them to the tiers. I'll put them in the video packs.
Yeah,
So
that's what
live.
Precious was asking. Precious was asking that.
That is live now, and it just saves you the time. You don't have to watch a whole football match. The clips are already there. So I'll share that link in there now. Go support your boy. Go over to the Patreon.
Come on, my guys, go support him.
£3 a month. I'll update this every
£3
month.
a month
So
is nothing.
once that and it's downloads, you'll be able to download the video files. Once you've got it, it's yours. You can do whatever you want with it once you have it. But I'll update this every month. Is what I'm going to do. I'm going to add more players to it every month. So in the end, the catalog of players, you're going to have video files on yourself to do whatever you want to do with it. You can have 15, 20 players. Within 3 months, you can have like 20 players that you can be creating content about throughout the summer and beyond. So I'm going to keep this going. With that being said, big up to everybody that's been watching. Shout out to the man them here, Elzo, J Star, Uncle Jimmy, Johnny. Only got one F-bomb today. It's an improvement, man. Johnny's improving on here.
Cheers.
Still can't monetize though, but you know.
I'm back to my usual short spaces though.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
Swearing, Johnny. You're taking money out of Johnny's pockets.
On Spaces pretty soon, probably. You know how we do. And we'll be back here again next week. Yeah. Appreciate you guys watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Big up, man.
Big up to the audience, man.